They made my dream come true in the finals. So Kadita is such a wonderful choice.
I might see you Uranus in this match.
We might see Uranus, yes. We might see Yu
I'm expecting.
and there is actually Yu Jong as well. He's available also as a choice.
Uranus will be perfect for Aurora as a Croc and Eve together. And for the last Fredrin, we are might as a jungler. Still,
Alice might be a good
Let's
choice.
see.
Uranus or Yu Jong.
Aurora game.
Yeah.
Their cards in the first game. Continue the puzzle. Uranus or oh wow, Uranus and Fredrin in the jungle. Now Aurora gaming for me better draft, but they need to avoid team fights a little bit until Eve get their build, get their damage together, and they can have focus.
I've been waiting.
Carry is such a wonderful choice for this match.
Interesting.
Actually, ONIC is focusing more in the first match in burst damage. A huge amount of damage. There is a huge amount of damage output coming from ONIC compared to the pick
from Turkey. And it will be started with Kyrie on the Yisenshin versus TNZ's Fredrin Naisu. We are looking forward to this battle between Kyrie and TNZ. We're going to be starting off with a classic YSS versus Fredrin. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. We've been through the ringer here, just like the players, man, for days now. And we've finally gotten here to the end. And this is such a special match, I feel like, for both these teams. I don't know who all predicted, some people have predictions out there. I don't know if they got their predictions correct or not, but I'll tell you what, Games of the Future 2025 in Abu Dhabi has been phenomenal to just kind of watch. And I feel like even a lot of players made names for themselves just in this tournament alone. And, we have so much MLBB esports action going on year round, man. So it's always good to see, Again, we had our 3rd and 4th place finishers just finish up the match before this. We had that break, and now we get to settle in at 2. Our one and only best of 5, by the way, right? Everything up to this point has been a best of 3. And so it's going to be a nice change of pace because the thing about best of 5s, and even, when we go a little bit longer than that, like best of 7s, there's the strategy comes into play as well. You're going to see that through the banning phase. You're going to see that through some specific respect bans, even to a sense. I mean, even if you look at ONIC Esports' lineup here, like there's signature picks here, right? I mean, Sans as well on this Kadita, one of the few players that still brings this hero to a match. And like this, I mean, they're already going to start early on. Quite a bit of pressure here on Lunar. He's 1 hit away, but he's still going to be going. Kyrie will get the last shot off, but it is going to be a trade, the 1-for-1 for now. TNZ looking for more. Kyrie trying to disengage. Keyboy might have to sacrifice himself, but Kyrie rejoins the fight, and here comes Luffy as well. It's all this action under the 2-minute mark. Another kill picked up for Aurora Gaming. Pagu, quite tanky, gets the flicker out. Now Luffy going to be in trouble. He wanted that kill. Oh my God, Luffy under the tier 2 takes the risk and won't pay off, but maybe bought enough time for the first turtle take to go in the hands of ONIC.
Plus points for style, but that will not give any additional kill to ONIC. In fact, you might think that it's a waste of your battle because it's like Kyrie did not need the help, but they will take a Rosa. This Kadita that Sans has picked up is one of their many answers to the Eve. This is not the first time that they did it, but it's a first time in a very long time. However, this is Kalea and Kadita combo. I mean, we have seen this work before when it comes to like bursting down multiple opponents. That's the thing with Kalea and Kadita. Although they can be used for pickoff, they can take out one squishy hero almost instantly and even a tank at certain points. But the nature of these heroes, they can be played together in an AoE setting where you can see E-Boy going in for the Dino Strike and then for the Tsunami Slam. Of course, the Strike is an AoE crowd control. And then you combo it up with the Ocean Oddity, the Petrify on top of it. It can be both. It can be played both as an AoE kind of fight duo or a pick-up kind of. So I like this for ONIC Indonesia. They have so much going in for them. You add in that extra info that you get coming out from Kyrie's ultimate, the Mountain Shocker, and combine that all together, it's looking good for ONIC when it comes to like overall team fighting. But Aurora, right now, they have the advantage over ONIC when it comes to the kills. Gold, however, I think it's pretty much even.
It's such a, I mean, this grand finals with these two teams is such a showcase on how they play, especially in the last couple of days, you know, through our play-ins and then, of course, the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then here now. Same thing with gaming from Turkey. Again, you know, the way that they've played has been so good. And Pagu, especially, man. I don't, for me, it's like roams. Maybe that's because I also just, I always keep an eye on the roams because I play roam so much, but Pagu has been a standout roam. Keyboy is Keyboy, man. Like, Keyboy he's known for making these amazing plays on any of the roams he plays, but look at Pagu, just as I mentioned him, and that's exactly what I'm talking about with the tech charge, knocking 2 up. ONIC Esports still going to go for the fight. They want to counter it out. Tienzi's going to be the one to fall now. Pagu quite low. ONIC looking for more. Loopy won't get the land shaker down, and Keyboy now on the disengage with Lunar just dancing around him on this Uranus. He's gonna push him out, and the Sands also quite low. Siggy Boom goes in between the 2 turrets to clean up a kill, and this is what I'm talking about, man. Great team fighting on both fronts.
Oh, great team fighting for sure for Aurora. Loopy wants to get something out of this, but actually misses it. There are 5 members of Aurora ganging up onto this Lapu-Lapu. Has the flicker out. He's taking the time. Will he actually survive against 5? It seems like Loopy. That's the answer.
He's a brave fighter, Wolf. He's a brave fighter.
Yeah.
He just went like 1v4 to buy enough time.
I think it was 1v5, right? But
1v5.
Don't try this at home, guys. Only pro players can do it. Only professionals can do it. ONIC Esports may have lost that fight. I think you would even say that Aurora dominated them in that fight. Had it not been for the death on TNZ, the fight would have not prolonged. And there was a split push coming up from Skylar up top. That's why they cleared out that turret up top. Siggy Boom had the best experience during the entire exchange because he got a kill in a double lane. So it's going to be good for Aurora.
Well, they're going to force this Tsunami Slam, not over the wall that they were looking for, but the setup anyway with the rough waves. TNZ, it falls all around the purple of ONIC Esports. Pagu on the run, Lunar trying to get away. He pops the Consecrate, gets the speed to move, and Lunar will survive. But Aurora Gaming set up for that fight around ONIC's purple buff, and they end up losing their jungler. So ONIC making a statement, hey, get out of our jungle.
Nice defense coming out from ONIC, especially in how they connected with Loopy eventually. Good disengage though for our gaming. They cut their losses. They know that the idea was there. They could have invaded against ONIC, and if they were successful, it would be a great play for them. However, because of that, they have lost their jungler, and they also lost their bottom lane turret. Skylar's just super active when it comes to these objectives. Was able to get the push up top after helping in this purple take or anti-purple take. He immediately went to the bottom lane unscathed by Aurora Gaming. I think that Skylar's movements in the macro sense has been smooth, and ONIC are very happy because of that. They are up by almost 2,000 gold, and now it's the 3rd turtle of the game.
A little energy eruption there on Keyboy. Go ahead and jump on out. Turtle's coming up, last one of the game. We'll see who is able to claim it. It's been really close turtle fights now. Back-to-back or just fights breaking out around this. This time around, though, the difference is Skylar is going to be a part of this fight. There's the initiation, Tsunami Slam, but on the backside, too, they're going to put pressure on Kyrie. But Skylar is unleashing on the carry, shredding through the tankier members of Aurora Gaming, and they might lose their jungler, too, as Tienzi falls. Now the turtle goes over to ONIC Esports. They got 3 kills and a turtle.
Oh, man, what this game is teaching us is Keyboy on the Calais is just too good. I think the master is way off the charts. I tried to get the play, make a play onto Lunar, but that's the Uranus. Probably not worth the effort here for ONIC. But what I really saw coming up from Keyboy, the way that he managed that flicker, finding the right target, was Rosa that was able to lift up. Main DPS of Aurora Gaming in this stage of the game. And then afterwards, he went in front of TNZ with a sliver of HP, knowing that he can heal up because of the abilities that Skalea has. He knows the limits, man.
Ooh, they might do this. There's Pagu once again charging in with the tech charge. They have the response on rough waves too. Siggy Boom out of the picture, split up from the team, and now they're running away to disengage TNZ does get his purple buff, but man, ONIC just showing that it doesn't matter if you tech charge, throw us in the air, we'll still fight. And that's a part of the lead that they have here. Again, a Divine Glaive picked up by Sans. So if they even set up the tech charge, it's almost a risk in itself, Wolf, because Sans can just kind of burst them down. If he decides to go right there, he's got enough damage on this Kadita. That's proven a point that is making Aurora Gaming probably start to decide, do we really want to all clump up around a potential tech charge into a rough waves from Sans?
Right. It's one thing to combo your tech charge into the Eve Ultimate, which looked to be really good for Aurora Gaming, and I'm sure that they know how to utilize that properly, but just the presence of Sans is already making that difficult. And you think about it, even the Lapu-Lapu is a threat to this Eve. So 0, 2, and 4 onto Rosa doesn't mean that he is playing bad. He's actually just under a lot of pressure from both the Lapu-Lapu as well as Sans. You can see that even after the tech charge with just the glowing wand, it's not enough burst damage to take advantage of that tech charge before he is thrown up into the air by Sans or gone upon by Lutpi with the bravest fighter. It's such a difficult dilemma now for Aurora Gaming to face.
See what they do here with this Lord coming up. Again, most of these objective fights have not gone the way Aurora's wanted them to. Keyboy also up at the front. He's going to deal with a little bit of this crowd control, bringing him to half. He's actually got to defensively flicker out. So Aurora Gaming gets that out of the picture. That's something that Keyboy can't use now, which is a minor advantage for Aurora Gaming not to get set up in that way. Meanwhile, Pagu still holds on to his flicker. Again, with this being broken walls, a little bit of a change here around the Lord Pit, but still, there's the Tsunami Slam. They're going to go for it anyway. Lutpi jumping in with the bravest fighter just to zone out some of the rest of the members as Pagu falls. TNZ next. Where is the damage coming up from ONIC? They just make it happen so fast. And now down 2 members, and one of those being the jungler. ONIC Esports can just take this Lord.
Oh, immense amount of crowd control from ONIC. Just between the Kalea, the Kadita, and then the Lapu-Lapu. Factor in the mountain shower coming out from Kyrie, which they layered so perfectly. Pagu couldn't even pop an ultimate or even a flicker. And that's also true with TNZ. And the thing with these 2 tanky heroes from Aurora Gaming, nice to you, we're looking for where the damage is coming from ONIC, and that's definitely from Sans. But right now, Skylar is already a threat. Can the HP-based damage as well as true damage against the tanky heroes of Aurora Gaming, which kind of makes it so that the front line of Aurora Gaming is nullified, because what will happen is they're going to be knocked up in the air, controlled by Lutpi as well as Kyrie, and they're going to receive that frontline damage coming out from Skylar. A front-to-back approach from Aurora Gaming will not work.
Throwing a Grok into the air, he just has nowhere to go. Pagu definitely feeling that one. An energy eruption into the RWM. What a huge setup again with the Petrify. Sans able to set things up. Keyboy does go down, but they trade it out. A blazing duet from Siggy Bum will keep them at bay a little bit farther. But it's a trade, the 3 for 2, and ONIC now at the doors of Aurora Gaming's base. The Lord is making his way up top. And Skylar, with 9 assists, has just been shredding from the back line. It doesn't matter if he capitalizes on the kills or not. He's able to pump out that damage. As you see on Lunar, Lunar trying to get away. He does pop the Consecration, but there it is. Mid-turret's going to fall top as well. And ONIC furthers that lead to 8,000 gold.
Now the mastery of Sans as well on this Kadita. Going in aggressively, zoning out the members of Aurora. Taking full advantage of the Thalassophobia as well as the Ocean Oddity and the Rough Waves. So much iframes for Sans, so much ways for him to waste some of the resources from Aurora Gaming. And because of that, only your mid lane hero is zoning out the members of Aurora. All the while, Lutpi as well as Skylar, they're just hitting onto the turrets. Kyrie as well. So it's like, usually you see the XP lane zone out the opponents, but in this case, you only need the Kadita. And that allowed ONIC to take out 2 turrets so seamlessly up top.
With this, they might not be able to get this last turret, but right now, they don't really have to. They can wait 40 seconds for that Lord to come up, get ready to march in the base one more time. And, you know, that's the difficult part is if it is Pagu that gets Tsunami Slam, man. I mean, you know, he's got a Dom Ice, Athena Shield. He's working on his next item, his 3rd one. Usually see this with the roamers anyways. They go a bit of a, you know, like a chop suey build is like we like to call it over here. But man, you're a Grok. You're probably maybe now second the tankiest, other than maybe Lunar. But even so, when you get thrown in the air, maybe before you even get slammed into the ground, you're like half health shredded out if Skylar and Sans are doing the work on you, you know? And that's not a place you want to be in. And why, again, throughout Games of the Future, we see this carry pop up when this lineup across from them is this way. Because, again, it doesn't matter if Skylar gets kills or not. He made the macro play throughout the map. He's now completely online with this carry, and he's just able to go ahead and shred through these tankier heroes of Aurora Gaming.
And gotta have to factor in the fact that ONIC has Sans on this Kadena. That's always that, I would say, that eject button for ONIC. Because when Aurora Gaming initiates against ONIC, what generally happens is if Sans is not touched, he will be able to land the ultimate, the petrify, the knock-up, and even the rough waves. There's so many ways for them to counter-engage. That's why I'm saying that Aurora Gaming might not have a good time if they go front to back.
Keyboy's going to do it anyway. He's going to be the one to start it. Rosa is gone. A big part of the damage profile out of the picture. What can Aurora Gaming do on this push? ONIC full force with the Lord. Takes down the last turret. Lord's going to finally go down. They wait for their moment here. They're going to clear out the waves. Aurora Gaming with 4 members will be able to clear this out. Another wave pushing in. It's still empowered here in the mid lane. Rosa still a bit of ways here. Does ONIC decide to go for Sans jumping in 2? They're going to force it out. There's a blazing duet that's actually doing a ton of damage to ONIC as one goes down. Immortality going to be popped here on Pagu, but the Mountain Shock are going to be used as Kyrie picks up Omega. Skylar finally gets the first kill of his game, and they'll take game 1.